Welcome to Mujeres Unscripted, where we amplify the voices of women through unique stories and shared identity. We're Christina,
And Renee.
and each week we dive into candid conversations about culture, career, and personal growth.
Join us as we celebrate the strength and resilience that connects us all. This
It's
is
Mujeres
Mujeres Unscripted.
All right, everybody, welcome to Mujeres Unscripted. I am Renee,
And I'm Christina.
and we're so glad that you are here. But I'm struggling today.
Oh, do tell. ¿Por qué?
You know, it's true. Mexicanos, we like to party.
Yeah.
And last night, they threw a 40th birthday party for my cousin. So he's still not shingle age, but
He's way off, for sure.
But you know, we get there, surprise, everything, and I haven't drank in a very long time, and so, but again, I don't want to be rude, and if someone offers, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, 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 you know, you
No,
can't.
not tonight. No, you're going to take
You're gonna take it because you know they may not offer again, and you can't.
Ella no toma. La chocante.
Yeah. ¿Estás bien?
She always says no. You know, it's true. We
And
got those family members.
yeah, and so, you know, it wasn't a lot that I drank. It's just the fact that I haven't drank in such a long time. I'm trying to think. Before this week, the last time I drank was like December.
For the holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. I mean, I probably had a bottle or two, you know.
But like I haven't had.
Wine.
Well, I had a bottle or two of them little shots that they give you, like them airplane, like you know, the ones you find in the hotels that you don't want to pay $30 for.
Yeah.
And they kept passing those around, and of course, who am I to say no? But like I
Yeah.
said, so you know, Jim Beam and all this kind of other stuff just floating around, and you want some? Yeah. You good? Yeah. No. But like I said, it's been like 3 months.
You are going to be the prude teacher, and oh no, I can't, not tonight.
Not
I got school next week.
Well, seeing as I'm not that person,
You said yes, I will.
I said yes and made sure my grandma, who was sitting right next to me, did not see, even though at the age of 45, I still don't want my grandma to know I'm drinking, even though she knows I do.
You know, I felt the same way with my mother. I never drank in front of her. I think she knew I did it. She knew I would get, you know, but not in her presence. And she would never see me drink.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, you know,
You know,
level of discretion there.
so everything it was, you know, I'm not a beer drinker, and so I didn't have to worry about that. So grandma, you know, was just I take a little sip or I pour it with the Pepsi that I had or something, you know, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
So we were gonna do a show on Thursday.
Yeah. Speaking of,
Speaking on the topic of drinks, me and Ephraim went to El Phoenix just to have like kind of a date day or whatever. This is day, guys. I didn't say date night. I said date day. And we went to El Phoenix and we caught them at just the right time for $5 margaritas.
well, yeah. That must be nice.
It was very nice.
Day drinking.
We were dating. It's been a long time since I have day drank.
Wait a minute. You just said it was a long time que andas tomando. And all of a sudden, sales que tomaste el Thursday.
Well, I said before this week. Before this week. It's been a long time. So
Technicalities.
I made sure that I included Thursday.
And that's why there was no episode.
I came home. She messaged and was like, "Are we gonna do a show? Are you?" I even texted her. I texted her and said, "I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this podcast. Like, it'd be a good time, but I don't know."
Because she was feeling good.
I was.
It was the right time.
And then she texted me back, "Are we still doing this?" I looked at the phone and went back to sleep. Like, no.
No response was a response, people. I get it. That's why we click here. Because I understood when there was no response, I was like, have fun. Whatever you're doing, keep those margaritas coming.
Yes. So, by that time, though, I was already laying in the bed because ya se acabaron this $5. They were back to 12. So.
No, sorry. That's hilarious.
But from what I understand, there's quite a few meals because El Phoenix is a Tex-Mex place. But you were talking about how there's quite a few meals that we think are Mexican food and they're not.
Yeah, there's a couple of drinks on the list, but I came across a list of 5 foods that we think are Mexican, but they're not. But you mentioned one just now.
The margaritas?
Those your $5 margaritas, right? We think that they were like concocted right in Mexico, but in fact, this is a New Mexican or New Mexico. No, I take that back. That's something else. But this was a Dallas, Texas concoction. It's not a Mexican recipe per se. This was something that was adopted into the frozen margarita that we have today. And so it was sometimes in the 30s, 40s, created by Carlos Danny Herrera. I know, I have, we may be related, I don't know yet. I'll do the research. But it was taken from On the Rocks to Frozen here in Dallas by Mariano Martinez, who created this soft cream concoction from the machine. And so yeah, and he might, he probably had Mexican heritage, but it's definitely a Tex-Mex discovery for sure.
I've been to the restaurant.
Yeah, Mariano's.
Yeah, and they are very proud to say we are the creators of the frozen margarita.
That's right. When he says frozen, he's absolutely correct. But the I guess the On the Rocks version was pretty much, it had been shifting from one generation to the next, but he was the one that made it into that frozen yumminess that we all like.
Okay, they were pretty good.
Yeah,
I remember they were pretty good there.
So the one that I almost kind of mistaken for New Mexico is, guess what? The sopapilla. The sopapilla comes from New Mexico.
Really?
And it's been, can you believe that? I didn't know that. I thought that was like a very Mexican, bread style cinnamon.
Well, I mean, you raise your flag at Ponchos and you get your sopapillas.
Right? Well, it definitely comes from New Mexico via the Spaniards. So they're the ones that brought that item to the New World. And it's kind of like, it's a 200 and something year old recipe from Spaniards, Moors, and the Jewish folks. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, and you think about, and maybe I'm getting my cultures wrong, Moors, they did a lot of the pita bread.
Interesting. Okay, good.
Right? Am I remembering this correctly?
Well, when you look at the Mediterranean and you think of pita, you think Italy, the Moors were spread out in Spain and Italy. So yeah, you could probably say it came from there.
So if you think about it, the pita bread has that very kind of where you can open, and I mean that's what a pita is. You stick stuff in. And so I can see where it could come. Them darn colonizers, they brought something actually good. It's okay.
So really yummy stuff, right? It's like, damn it, I don't want to love it. And then there was the other drink that we assume is very Mexican,
Hold on.
and that's the. Go ahead. I was about to say it.
Don't say it. Which one could it be? Because the only ones I can think of now are like beers.
No,
It's not
it's
a
a
beer.
sweet.
It's a sweet drink. Okay, hold on.
You can get it from the vendors.
A sweet drink that's. I have no idea.
Horchata.
That ain't Mexican.
It ain't Mexican.
What?
Guess who brought it over? You want to guess? I'll let you guess.
I don't know. The Asians?
You know, it's a. Ultimately, it was the Chinese.
I said
and the
Asian.
Japanese. Yeah, but you could even take it back further to southern Spain and North Africa. I know. Like that area right there. I would say because of the exchange during that time.
Well,
that
I think
period.
people don't remember, or they don't realize the whole battle between Spain and the Moors, and whoever, it was a constant. Because if you go to Spain today, you see a lot of the Moorish influence on the architecture.
Yeah.
So if it's in the architecture, it's in the food. Like they go.
Yeah.
So I could see how that could be a North African, because that was a constant battle between the two.
And then when you get the exchange between Asia, Chinese and Japanese, trade within that part of the world, I could see where horchata could originate from there, for sure, right?
What is that coffee that they heat up in the sand that looks like?
Oh, right.
Oh, where is that from? Okay.
I think I would not rest for like a day, the whole day. I would be on a high the whole time.
Well,
if
like,
I drank that.
I know I've said this before, when I was in Spain, we would go to Jamaica Coffee and get a little espresso shot, and that would like last me through to like 6 o'clock, from like 7 in the morning to like 6 o'clock, and then you start feeling the crash coming down.
Yeah.
So that could be.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to my Folgers. I mean, Starbucks. I guess this is part of my age too. Starbucks can actually turn up a couple of, energy notches for me. But it keeps me going for a while. But then it's a hard crash. But Folgers just keeps me even keel. It just wakes me up.
Turkish coffee.
Yeah.
So, but no, Folgers, I mean, it's the best part of waking up. That's the best.
I mean, they got that line right.
They did. Because, like you said, Folgers hits different in the morning. Like, yes, I love all this extra nice little syrups. And, like, I like going to. Have you ever been to La La Land? Delicious.
No, I haven't.
There's one.
Is it?
Yes. So, and now they have one closer to our school.
I saw that.
Yeah. So they have great coffees. They have great food, and I like all that. But like you said, just the regular Folgers is just the best.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Horchata.
Not Mexican. Then this is probably gonna upset a couple of folks.
Oh no.
But you know that chamoy, not Mexican. Chamoy is not Mexican. And I swear I remember eating that stuff. Like, I mean, candy, right? Popping it.
Is it the
around,
Lucas
popping it
and they
out.
just renamed it Chamoy? Because I
I
used to.
think it's the same thing.
That's what I'm saying, because it looks, and from what I've tasted, it tasted like I liked the Push Pop Lucas, the gel. That's the kind I liked. And so chamoy.
I always enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I didn't like the powder, the other kind of stuff, but that's the one I liked, and that's what that chamoy that they use looks like to me.
So it comes to Mexico through the Filipino community.
Yeah, they family. Philippines are
Right?
fam. Yeah. You know,
They're fam. We're good.
they got
But
colonized like we did by
yeah,
the same
yeah.
people.
Now it gets to them via India, through India, from India.
So
So from
chamoy is
India,
Indian.
yes, I know.
That is crazy. Sorry, my dog is sitting here staring at me because he wants love.
Oh, give him some living.
Okay, there's a taser face. There's a taser face. Wow, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And the last item, you ready for this one?
I don't know. Chamoy kind of threw me off.
It kind of floored me, and I'm like, what? But then I remember, I geeked out and started doing the research, and I was like, of course it does. Here we go. Last one, ladies and gents. Al pastor.
That does not surprise me
Right?
because
It doesn't, but then it did for a minute there, though.
because I remember movies like in the 80s showing somewhere in the Middle East them doing the meat like that. And then I went to a restaurant in New York and it wasn't a Mexican restaurant and they came to the table and they did the meat like that. I don't remember what culture it was. And then about like
Yeah.
6 years after that I saw that at a Mexican restaurant. I was like,
Wait a minute.
yeah.
You're like, I know it wasn't at a Mexican restaurant, but yeah, Al Pastor, Lebanon.
Lebanon. That's in Middle
Yeah.
East, right?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, and it came about. It settled in the Mexican country in the early 1900s.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? All of this transactions from one side of the world to the other. I mean, we're all family, like you said.
We're all fam. We're all fam. That is crazy. The one
Yeah.
horchata's the one that's really throwing me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The
Okay.
what is it? I wouldn't say it's the Columbian exchange, but it's definitely a cultural exchange of all these different countries, and I think we should that I think we do a good job as Mexicanos to appreciate where all of these things come from.
Yeah.
The more I look at communities outside of the United States to I don't know, I'm not saying to relocate, but to just go for vacation or something. I'm like, wow, I really want to experience different cultures, not just stay in the U.S. When I'm on vacation or something. But
Yeah.
gives me something to look forward to.
And, food is so great when you can have like I don't want to say I have like that experienced palate or whatever, and I'm not really one to try new foods, but if
Yeah.
they smell good, I can't help myself. And I
Yeah.
think when you have that fusion of all these different foods, that just becomes so great.
Yeah. But I mean, if we go to these different countries now, today, I think you and I would probably have a connection because, I know I can eat al pastor in Lebanon,
Right.
right? I mean, that would be cool. I mean,
That would be
to be
cool.
able to see something like that and like, give me some of that.
That
I
looks
like my
familiar.
Yeah, that looks very familiar. I know the taste. Let me try it.
And that's kind of like when I would go to New York or I would travel with an Indian friend of mine. The food looked I wouldn't say normal. They looked like stuff I would eat. Like they had like something that looked like a tortilla. It didn't taste like a
Yes.
tortilla, but it was still delicious.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the stuff.
You had more courage to try it, right?
Yeah, because it looked like
Because it looked
something I would
familiar.
eat. And like the salsas, they look like the different salsas. They weren't the same, but I tried them because I was like, oh, that looks like salsa verde. That looks like salsa roja.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, I saw this yesterday and I saved it. The top 5 most common last names in Mexico, or Mexican last names.
Oh, nice.
And I will give you a hint. Gonzalez is not the top one anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So number five. Number
Is
five.
this okay? Number 5.
What do you think it is?
I'm gonna say Ramos.
Lopez.
Lopez. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Gonzalez comes in at number 4.
Oh, it went down.
We're down a lot because that was everybody was really a Gonzalez.
Everybody was.
If you
Our
look,
attendance sheets. Remember the pink attendance sheets?
yes,
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. And my maiden name was Escobar, so it was always just me. Hi, hello, by myself.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think number 3 is?
Hernandez.
That one is on the list, but it's not number 3.
Okay.
It is Martinez.
I was gonna say Martinez. We have always had a lot of Martinez.
Yeah. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, I'm gonna say it because I've been seeing a lot more of them. Herrera.
No,
Ooh,
Garcia.
Garcia.
And I'm thinking, I'm thinking about all the roles, and I'm like, I really don't have that many Garcias. But,
Neither. And to me, that's more, I don't know, Garcia. Well, that doesn't sound right. But okay. And so Hernandez
is number 1.
is number 1. Ah.
So, my mom was Martinez. My grandma's Gonzalez. So they're all up in there.
My dad was Hernandez Herrera. So that's why I was like, ooh, maybe. But no, his mom was Hernandez. So,
well,
I'll claim it.
Well, it's crazy because, Martinez is now my last name, but that was my mom's maiden name.
Oh, we'll see.
And she was the only girl, so me and my sister were the only ones that weren't Martinez. We were Escobar. And then now that I'm married, I'm Martinez.
It's reclaimed you.
It has reclaimed me, Don Martinez.
Full circle.
But I was just like, Escobar is so cool, even though I'm not related to Pablo.
It's funny because when I call you that at work, everyone's like, who? I'm like, oh, Martinez.
Yeah, because they're like, everyone thinks about Pablo. And I actually had convinced one of my high school teachers, he was my high school history teacher, I had actually convinced him that I was related to Pablo. And then finally, my senior year, he asked me, I was like, sir, I wouldn't be broke if I was related to Pablo. I'm pretty sure I'd have some kind of money.
True. You would commit a couple of felonies to get paid. I mean, right? I mean,
look, all he wanted was to help out his village in Colombia, and they wouldn't let him become a politician.
Well,
and
see what happens?
Just let him become. It ain't like politicians are straight, go, illegal.
Right?
They,
he just wanted to be legit. I mean, he wanted to go straight.
Yeah.
And he created a monster.
It is your fault we got narco soccer. Colombia.
That's right.
Thank you.
Sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. You created a monster.
I just want to clarify the cough is not from my exciting week. It's that dust in the air.
It's kind of, yeah. It's hit a lot of people because I came down with all that. My allergies have been.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So there's snots, blowing snots here and there. Yeah.
I mean, I all that dust and stuff coming from West Texas
Yep.
is
Yeah, Lubbock's been hit hard with some dust storms.
well, I have family in Amarillo. And have you seen the
Mm.
videos from Amarillo? I mean, it is like Dust Bowl type
I
situation.
know.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
luckily, they've been at home, so they, their job is working with them. But
You know, and my alma mater had to close down early for spring break because their spring break starts on, and I'm speaking on Texas Tech, starts this Monday, but they had to give everyone an early spring break because the manholes started exploding.
yeah, what was up with that? With the green gas coming out from the
I-
manhole?
It's like, everybody, grab what you need and go. Enjoy your spring break early. Yeah,
What were them engineers trying to
Oh.
do?
that was crazy, and it's a big campus now, so they needed to evacuate immediately.
So
So
I was just like, when it said by the engineering building, I said, somebody pissed them engineers off, and they are creating something.
they didn't get a grant. I mean,
So
grants are being cut left, right? I mean, so
he's like, this is what we think of it. Green gas for everybody.
yeah. So I was like, man, that never happened when I was there. So
Well, I'm trying to think. The only thing that happened while I was at college was 9/11. So,
mm,
but that wasn't specifically just to us. That was the world. But yeah,
yeah.
that was an interesting time. And then yesterday, I was scrolling through my memories on Facebook. Yesterday, it was 5 years ago that DISD closed schools indefinitely for COVID.
Ooh, yesterday,
Yesterday would
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Shit,
Yeah,
it's been that long.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And I feel like, because I never really had a cough, but I think since I've had COVID twice, that dust and stuff that's come in, it affects me a lot more now than I did before I had COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's a little different now.
yeah, and that's what and doctors have said that could be a long lasting effect from having it is a COVID cough.
Well, what's really irritating me right now as a parent who, I know we all have our own beliefs about vaccinations, but when you had a whole wing of mothers up in Lubbock, again, Lubbock's getting a lot of head here, um, who now have contracted the measles.
That is so
Newborns
scary.
have contracted measles. People who, and it's like, why did you walk in? At least inform people. FYI, I just have. They could have put you in a different wing. They could have
Yeah.
put you in a different room, and now you have a whole wing of human beings who are affected by this. And so I just don't. I don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm sure there's parents out there that listen to us who don't believe in vaccinations, but I understand you, but I also
Understand me.
yeah, and thank goodness for vaccinations.
And I went back and through because those are some of the first ones that they get is the measles.
Yeah.
And so I just went through, made sure I went through all the kids' shot records and just double check. And luckily, they've all had
Yeah.
the measles shots. So
I mean, even before Diego goes to college, he's gonna have to have his last one, and
yeah,
I mean, we just have to be. I mean, if people have the potential to live to a certain age and grow to a certain age, let them. But something that can easily be taken care of.
and so then that's what
Eyesight.
this. And my whole thing is how do you how do you get measles?
I don't know, but
Because I'm scared
I
that
read
all
up
that
on-
dust and stuff's gonna bring the measles into North Texas.
oh,
Okay, hold on.
Is it airborne?
That's what I'm going to check. How can
Okay, good.
we contract measles
Unscripted, ladies and gentlemen, unscripted.
through the air?
And we're all coughing and sneezing here, so.
Measles is a highly contagious viral infection that spreads through the air when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks.
Even talks to you.
Talks to you. So all that wind brought all that measles crap from the west.
So, full circle, yeah, the wind, the measles, I just, yeah.
It says it can survive on surfaces such as doorknobs, countertops, or toys.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. And then it's important to note that measles is most contagious from about 4 days before the rash.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Because most people don't realize they have it till they get the rash, right? But you're still infected and contagious 4 days before the rash.
That is crazy. So, yeah. talk about cultural exchange for sure. This is that episode.
Instead of smallpox, it's measles.
Yeah, it's the good old U.S. measles
Oh,
outbreak.
man.
I mean, imagine that keeping us from going to work. It's the measles this time.
It's the measles. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Well, to end on a great note, that was
I mean, all that just happened this week.
yes.
If you didn't catch on the news this week, ladies and gents, that was it.
Yeah. That was it. So again, I apologize for not having a second podcast this week. I apologize for the way that I sound.
You made it.
But I had fun.
You deserve it. It was your spring break.
I just wish it had happened closer to the beginning instead of the fact that I got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh, I know. It's only mine. No, it'll be okay. We'll have fun.
Yes. Tomorrow's a good day. 8 days are pretty good for me, so.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, guys. Till next time, I am Renee.
Christina.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.